My name is Shelley Cook. I'm a columnist and the manager of the Reader Bridge at the Winnipeg Free Press. For a long time, I think I experienced racism and didn't even know it. Sometimes it's in hindsight where I'm just like, wait a minute, that was racist. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think we've been taught to sort of brush things under the rug and kind of second guess ourselves. But one experience I had was after my daughter was born. So I guess I'll set the scene. I was 35 years old. My partner was in the room with me. This is my first and only child. And a day after she was born, I was in the room and a nurse came in and she was just sort of doing whatever. And then she turned around and she scolded me and she's like, I don't want to see you back here next year with another baby. And I didn't understand. And I was like, what? And my partner and we looked at each other and he knew what that was. But at the time I didn't. It was only sort of like when I thought about it again, I was like, wait a minute, did she say this to everybody? Or is this to the Indigenous mothers? And it was just really shocking. And kind of when I think about that, I wish I had reacted differently, but I just kind of nodded and said, okay. So I feel silly and angry when I think about that now. But I think that was kind of a bigger instance that I didn't recognize or realize. There was another time at I don't know if I can say this, but there was another time at a store where I realized I didn't want anything. And I carry a big purse, but it's open. You can see what's in it. It's not a bag, it's a purse. And I walked out and I was actually stopped and searched in front of everybody. And other people walked by, people with the same kind of purses as me. And again, the person who stopped me was Black. And so I thought at the time, well, this person's Black, so they can't be racist. They can't have biases. It was sort of only in hindsight. So I think those are two really prominent experiences that stick out of my head and that I kind of feel unresolved in, that make me angry and kind of sad and embarrassed. But okay, so like I said, I felt silly at the time, just because I was a 35-year-old woman, a new mom, somebody's mom, being scolded by a stranger for something that didn't make sense to me. Honestly, it doesn't matter if I was in there every year having a baby. It's my life, it's my body. But this is my first child, my first time there, my first experience ever having a child. And this person was scolding me. So I felt really silly. And then the more I thought about it, and I'm talking probably years, is sort of when I realized it hit me and I was like, wait a minute. And that's when I started to get angry because I just thought it was such an ugly thing to assume, to say. And I guess there's deniability there, but I think we all know what she was inferring and what she was saying, and she didn't need to say that, and it just made me angry. And I was there with a partner, and I was there I was fine, but imagine the people she says this to that maybe really take it to heart and really kind of it affects their lives. So
Shelley, did you feel like you needed to justify who you are? Your present?
I always feel like I need to justify who I am. I don't think that feeling goes away. I think it's a day-to-day feeling, especially now in my life. I think I have a bit of a platform. I have, some people know my name, and I always feel like I sort of need to justify who I am, what I say. I feel like the things I say, I think the bigger your platform gets, and I don't take myself that seriously, and I don't think it's huge, but the bigger it gets and the more people who kind of see you, I think the more you do have to justify yourself, and the more people are going to scrutinize you and question you. And so, yeah, I think so.